I was the very last conversation that he had before the recoupling, and he told me, Bella, I don't want you worrying. So I went into that recoupling not worrying.
If there's anything left in this, how can we do it healthily? And then she kind of stormed off and like went and called me all this and that. And that's when I was like, okay, yeah, if there's recoupling, I'm out of here because this. I know I was already coupled up with Iris, but at that point I was like, this is dead. Like, yeah.
Do you think everyone that's left in the villa is in there for the right reasons?
Let me set the record straight right now. We met once outside of a club in New York.
I was the very last conversation that he had before the recoupling, and he told me, Bella, I don't want you worrying. So I went into that recoupling not worrying.
You are sadly, and I say sadly because I have become such a huge fan of you, which I don't know, you don't have your phone yet, right?
No, I'm still disconnected from the outside world in this moment.
Okay, well, I have to tell you, you have a lot of fans. A lot.
Really?
You do, and so many people are so sad that your time in the villa has come to an end. So tell me, how are you feeling?
Oh, I will say I had been eating my feelings away and very, very sad and reflective of the past week or 2 weeks that I've had. And I've seen better days, but you know what? Today and yesterday, I finally picked myself up. I drank my coffee. I'm feeling a little bit better and I'm in a better headspace.
I love that. And it's okay to feel sad, but just know that I feel like you handled yourself so well, and you should be proud of yourself for that. Seriously.
Thank you so much. That truly means the world.
I see you're already so nice. I'm so excited to meet you because I knew you were going to be so nice. But we got to talk about your time in the villa. So, first things first, walk me through. You came in, you gave everyone a kiss on the cheek, which everyone respected, but kind of walk me through why you decided to do that.
Yeah. So coming into this experience, I knew that there was a high chance that they would have us macking on the first day. But I knew that I didn't want to change the value that I set and the boundary that I set for myself. Who I am outside of this villa, I wanted to take into this villa too.
Mm.
And it's really not that deep, but it's the principle of the boundary that I set and wanting to stay true to that boundary.
We did see a switch, though. We saw a
Yeah,
major
you
switch.
did.
So walk me through that. Like, what changed for you?
Okay, so I didn't want to, well, I wanted to be understood.
Yeah.
And at that point, I had conversations with every single one of the guys in the villa who validated and respected my boundaries and my values. And I was starting to feel seen and understood. So I knew that I was going into this challenge no longer with strangers and guys that I just met, but with people who did respect me. So that's when I decided to finally let my guard down a little bit and start to fully embrace the experience.
And are you glad that you did that?
I'm so happy. I wouldn't have had it any other way. If I could go back, I wouldn't have made out with everybody on the first day. I still stand by that. I'm so grateful that I carried myself the way that I did. And I did what I did and I said what I said. And I'm grateful for my experience.
I love that. Okay, so we have to talk about Nick. You were coupled up
We
with
have
him. Do we
to.
have to? I'm gonna tell you a lot, but I want to ask though. You were coupled up with him from the beginning. It was between him and Taylor that you gave a little kiss on the cheek to, but you ultimately picked Nick. So in
Yeah.
that moment, why Nick?
So Taylor was looking real good that night too. But I don't want to say he looks like my ex, but there are some similarities to my ex.
Ooh, okay.
So I wanted to embrace something that I wouldn't, something, I mean Nick, embrace embrace somebody that I wouldn't usually go for in the outside world. I think Nick is so, so handsome. He really is. But if we were in the outside world, I would have gone for Taylor. But that was a little too close to home.
Got it. Okay, so you went
Yeah.
with Nick. So if you didn't pick Nick, though, looking back, do you think you would have picked Taylor, or after getting to know some of
For
the
sure.
guys, would so you would have gone with Taylor?
Taylor, through and through.
Even after getting to know Taylor, were you
To
still a
the
little
end.
interested? Really?
Yeah, Taylor honestly lights up rooms. He brings such good energy, and a lot of the people don't see that in the cut, but he's always there picking everybody else up. He's always doing his little dancey dance, and I love the energy that he brings. So
Okay.
I really was like tunnel vision on Nick for sure. And I'm also such a girl's girl, and my
Yes.
loyalty was to Alandria.
Okay.
So that loyalty stopped me from exploring things with Taylor.
Okay. Which I respect. I could see that you were a girl's girl, especially between the love triangle that we found you in and you and Sierra.
Yeah.
You were still very respectful of her.
I love that girl.
I this is
Even after she took my man 2 times, I love that girl.
I love that. Okay, because we got to talk about, I mean, so after the challenge, you then have a moment with Nick that was, we were a little surprised about us viewers. Going in to the recoupling, did you think that Nick was going to pick you?
I had every reason to believe that he was.
Yes.
He, something that the viewers haven't seen is Nick reassuring me up and down so many different times that he was so happy with me and happy getting to know me and happy with the progress we'd been making and proud that I've been letting my guard down and feeling like honored that it's him. And I was the very last conversation that he had before the recoupling, and he told me, Bella, I don't want you worrying. So I went into that recoupling not worrying.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So what was your reaction when he picked Sierra over you?
I knew that it still could go one way or the other because I do know that Sierra and Nick do have an amazing connection.
Right.
But the things that he told me so many times, I was feeling good and confident that it might have been me that night. You know, I had spent my entire time in the villa putting Nick first every single
Mhm.
day, and I was hoping and praying that that night maybe he would put me first as well, and he didn't.
So, what are your honest feelings about Nick now? Because I know you also rewatched. Didn't you watch the episodes? Okay.
Yes.
So,
Uh,
tell me, how would you describe Nick?
you know what? Nick did what he had to do. He was
Mm.
in there to find his best connection and explore all of them to make sure he was pursuing his strongest connection. And I don't fault him for choosing Sierra because he was following his heart. I fault him for the way he went about it. It made me feel like he was going to choose me and constantly falsely reassured me in so many different cases. Specifically, I think it was like episode 4. um, him and I shared a very intimate moment in time in Soul Ties, and 5 minutes later, he pulled Sierra for a chat, and he did what he did. And seeing that really did hurt. Seeing that he's like capable of something like that. Like, I think Taylor made a comment. Oh, that's that 2 in 1 day. And then Ace said, no, that's that 2 in 2 hours. And truly, he embraced the Love Island experience. And, I they deserve each other. Sierra might deserve a little more, but I deserve better.
Because I was going to say, you and Sierra, like you were saying, you're a girl's girl. As her friend, do you even want her to be with Nick, or do you hope a
No,
bombshell comes in?
I hope a bombshell comes in and is just focused on her and shows her her value and her worth and shows that he's not looking and trying to explore these other girls. I know it's hard because it's Love Island, but I think she deserves that experience.
Yeah.
So I hope that she does get that from somebody else. And I hope that it leaves Nick shaking in his boots.
And you also deserve that. Just remember, you
I
also
do.
deserve that.
I do. And it's okay because my man was not in that villa.
Your man was not. And I know a lot of fans, I know you don't have your phone though, but a lot of fans are like hoping that you'll go back to the villa. Is that something that you would even want to do?
Absolutely. I feel like I was finally feeling comfortable, finally letting my guard down, finally finding my voice. And then I was silenced, you know? And I think that if I do get the opportunity to go back, I know what it's like. I know how I will approach it. And I don't want to let anybody else shape my experience. Like, I don't want anybody else to cloud my judgment or cloud my actions because I would go in full force.
Okay, but you wouldn't go after Taylor though.
I might.
You might know, you kind of like it is. And you've seen the episodes. They're not fully closed off.
Yeah, and I think that Alandria and Taylor are both amazing people. And I don't say this
Totally.
because I think I should be with Taylor. I just think that Alandria also deserves somebody who is better fit for her. And she deserves like a man, like a big, burly, tough man who's going to like sweep her off her feet as well. And I just think that it's not a matter of them not being good together, or sorry, good people, because they're both
Right.
amazing people. I just think that both of them might have a better connection with somebody else. And I'm also not saying that Taylor and I would have the best connection ever. I just do regret not exploring it further.
So is that your one regret? Like looking back, I know you said you really wouldn't change anything differently, but do
Yeah,
you have any regrets? Is that the one regret?
that would be my only regret is not allowing myself to explore things with Taylor.
All right. Well, there's also life outside the villa, so
Oh yeah.
we could always
I
I'll call you up and see if anything happened, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, I went in there looking for love and I walked out of there not being in love. So I am all open to whoever wants to come my way as long as they're going to see my worth, respect
Yes.
my value, and truly treat me like the man that I deserve.
Period. Period. Okay, because I know you've watched all the episodes, I need your opinion on some of the drama that's going down. So we have Ace, Shelly, Austin love triangle. What
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on this?
Hmm. I feel like it is inevitable that Ace and Shelly
Yes.
find their way to each other. Knowing them both individually, they're amazing people and they deserve each other. They also met before the villa, like outside of a club in New York. And what are the odds that they're in the same place at the same time for the same reason?
1,000%.
I think they owe it to themselves to explore that connection and see where it will go. I was shocked when he didn't choose Shelly on that recoupling that night.
I know. And I don't know. I fully still don't understand that.
I don't either because he was still gunning for her after. And I don't know. I think everybody was very thrown by his decision.
Mm. Okay, so we have that. So hopefully, I feel like the two of them will find each other for sure.
For
But
sure.
Jeremiah and Huda. What?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone at first were thinking their end game. I know you're close with her. Do you think their end game, but now watching the episodes,
Yeah. I love Jeremiah and Huda. They are like I'm closest to them in the villa out of
mm,
anybody and everybody. I want to believe that it is such a strong and genuine connection, but with recent episodes, I'm starting to kind of rethink where Jeremiah's head is at. I know my girl Huda is all about him. I know that she is willing to see it through and through, but I fear that Jeremiah is starting to let some outside opinions get to his head. And I think if somebody walks through those villa doors who is exactly his type to a T, I don't think he would hesitate in exploring that. Which, once again, is Love Island and everybody owes that to themselves. But I really, really would love to see Jeremiah and Huda see it through to the end.
Right. But I kind of, as a viewer, think the same thing. I'm like, the minute a bombshell walks in that checks the boxes, and I feel like he might be planting the seeds a little bit right now for
Yeah,
that.
and I definitely agree with you. I think he has said some things, you know, like if a spicy Latina walks through those doors who
Yeah.
is gunning for him, he might hear her out. And then, you know, his boys, specifically Nick, who is his best friend in the villa, saying like, "Oh, you know, I'm questioning the authenticity of this relationship." It's making him question it as
Right.
well. So I fear that if it's not a bombshell, I think Casa is going to blow up. And I am really terrified that it's going to leave Huda with a broken heart and
Mm.
Jeremiah exploring his options.
You know, speaking of Casa, that's what people are like, get our girl back into Casa. This made me just think of this. There's no way, though, you would give Nick a second chance, right?
Oh, I let that man have 5 chances.
Okay, I want to confirm. I need this on the record that you, if you go back, you will not give this man another chance.
I might give him another conversation, but I'm not giving him another chance.
Okay.
He had that access to me, and that's something I'm not willing to give back to him because he made his decision and that wasn't me.
That wasn't you. Okay, my last question, because I already have to wrap up. But
Sure.
what is the biggest thing you learned about yourself?
Oh, learned about myself. Goodness. I don't know if I learned. Oh, that I absolutely am a lot more in tune with my emotions than I thought. You know,
Mm,
I didn't think I was capable of crying like I did and like I didn't know I had those walls, and the second those walls were threatened, I started to break a little bit.
mm,
And I also didn't know that going in with another group of strong, empowered women who speak their minds, I didn't realize that it would kind of silence me a little bit. And that's when I started feeling very small. I didn't feel that confidence that I usually hold.
mm.
And it was a humbling experience for sure.
It's different personalities for sure. And you could tell that by the end of it, though, you really found your
Yeah.
voice and you found we got to see Belle-A.
And I'm so sad that it was just the beginning and already the end.
Hey, you never know. We're going to see a lot more of you. If it's not on the show, people will follow you on social media. You're going to be very surprised the minute you turn your phone on. I'm just going to tell you that. So, but it was so nice talking with you. Seriously, I enjoyed so much. I enjoyed watching your story unfold, and I wish you all the luck in life.
Thank you so much, Lauren. It was lovely chatting with you as well. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day and thank you for this opportunity.
I feel like I just have to start out by apologizing on behalf of America because we did not want you to leave. And
Thank you.
everyone, I know you don't have your phone, right? You still don't have your
I
phone?
don't have my phone.
Okay, so the people have spoken and they're very upset. They're
Wow.
very, very upset with you leaving. So tell me, how are you feeling? It's been a couple of days. You're still in Fiji.
Look, I'll be honest with you, like, devastated about the situation. It's a really tough one to take, like the manner in which it happened, to kind of go through those last few days of, you know, the ups and downs of me and Hannah, kind of feeling like I'm competing for her and, at times feeling like I'm losing her. And then to kind of have this moment where we come together and she basically says, like, look, you're who I want to continue this journey with. This kind of almost typical Love Island journey they talk about, where somebody has their head turned, but they realize what they want was already there. They come back together, they come back stronger. And it genuinely felt like after that conversation, wow, okay, we're about to be struck. Like the bond felt stronger, the connection felt stronger. And I was so excited in that moment for what was to come for me and her. I was like, wow, we're gonna grow, and whatever comes our way, we literally said to each other, whatever comes our way now, let's just take it on, and whatever happens, happens, but we're in this together type thing. And you know, only for that to just completely be torn apart. And, not only am I out the villa, but now she's continuing that journey with that very guy that, I was in the situation with. It is nasty.
It must not feel great to watch all of that.
It doesn't feel great at all. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't really watched the newer episodes because I don't want to watch that. I don't want to
Mm.
watch that. I don't know what person would want to watch anyone they've just had such a beautiful experience with or kind of falling for, and then, go and watch. Nobody likes to see someone they like with someone else on Instagram. So could you imagine it in episodes in such a intense, unique environment? Like
Mm.
it's a tough one to take for sure.
Did you think she was gonna leave the villa with you?
No, and that never crossed my mind. And the truth is, there's two things to that. And the first one is, look, Love Island is such a unique and rare experience that, not many people get to experience it. And just because I was robbed of it, I don't think she should be robbed of it too.
Mm.
And secondly, we were just on that verge. Had it have been another week or two together after that conversation, maybe then we would have been so in tune, but I would have never expected it. Like I say, I think, it's a very rare, unique experience, and I wouldn't want her to be robbed of it too. So it never crossed my mind.
When you were saying your goodbyes, I mean, it was so sad. She was so sad. And you
Yeah.
said to her that you are going to wait for her outside of the villa to
Mm.
reconnect. Are you still wanting to do that, even though you now know that she has moved on back to Pepe?
Yeah, she's moved on back to Pepe. Look, it's a situation of I've got to move on too, if that's the case, I've got to I will always have time for her in terms of the fact that what we went through together was unique and only me and her would know how that felt. Um, if she genuinely moves on with Pepe and that becomes a thing, it wasn't meant to be. That's the thing. It's about acceptance of what's meant to be or not. Um, of course, I just feel like we were robbed of more time and journey, and it's such a shame that the what me and her and the world weren't able to kind of show that to ourselves and to the world, because I think me and Hannah, we were honestly like little giddy children, our time
Yeah.
together. We were just laughing all the time. We were always doing like we were different to the others. Like the others were always, we were just always laughing and singing and doing, just it was different. I can't explain it. Maybe that's what drew her towards me towards the end. Maybe I'm not like the typical guys, as she said, that she usually dates. Um, but in terms for your question, look, if it's a situation of what's meant to be is meant to be, and is what it
Right.
is.
Between the three of you, I mean, how shocked were you even to be standing up there? You said a speech to the rest of the Islanders,
I know.
imploring them to keep you on.
I know.
How shocked, like, what was going through your head?
So yeah, so I fought to the very end, I had to
Yeah.
let them know this amazing conversation we just had. I had to let them know, look, guys, like we've just gone through our first hurdle. You've got to understand this is like, I fought to the end. No one else did. And in that moment, I kind of knew I was done. I'm not gonna lie. I knew it. I knew I was gonna be the easy vote. I knew I was gonna be the easy vote. Um, They were never going to vote Huda, the girls. Of course, they were never going to vote Huda. I wasn't sure if they'd vote Taylor, but then at the same time, I'm looking at it now, they were always going to vote me. And that's the brutality of it. I just think I was the easy vote. I think the girls probably they'd grown a friendship with Hannah, but also they probably would have looked at what happened the last few days, and they looked at, okay, Hannah was going off with Pepe. Probably they didn't know if they probably didn't know exactly what Hannah had said to me as well. I don't think anyone expected her reaction because they didn't realize what we just said or what she just said. So, you know, I was disappointed with Amaya's vote, and I was disappointed with Sierra's vote, you know.
Mm. Clearly, Amaya did not know because Amaya and Hannah were friends. So clearly, she did not know the conversation that you guys just had, or else I feel like she would have voted differently.
Well, this is what I don't understand as well. And what I don't understand is, she said in my conversation with her, me and Hannah are very close friends. She also then said in a conversation with Hannah, I understand why he pulled me for a chat because he was acting impulsively, his emotions were all over the place, and it's true. And so she understood all those things, right? Yet she still decided to vote me out. And to this day, I don't know if it was like an impulsive thing of just thinking, okay, he's done this. Maybe Hannah likes Pepe more, or because they hadn't known that we just had that conversation. So she did that vote, and oh, it was just so brutal, man. Like all I could do was just stand there and watch it happen. And like
Mm.
after that conversation, the timing of it was just horrific because you go from one high of wow, this is amazing, like let's take on everything that comes to I've got to say goodbye to you. Will I ever see you again? Like it's crazy,
Mm.
crazy.
Who do you think, in your opinion, who do you think should have gone home?
You know, part of me was thinking about this, and anyone could have been sent home. At the time, I didn't know if Taylor and Alondria's connection was as strong as the other mine and Huda's. I hadn't seen much of them together. I'd seen them do their things, but in terms of intimacy and public display of affection, I hadn't seen. And that's not necessarily means everything, but I definitely don't think it should have been me.
I know you don't have your phone, so just so you know, a lot of fans are hoping that you come back, maybe you show up to Casa more. Would you be open to that?
I'm 100% ready to go. Send me back into the villa so I can go and see if Hannah's still feeling the same way, what a way it would be to see. Let's see, let us see, grow with Pepe. Let's see what happens, whether
Right.
she's with Pepe still after Casa Amor or not. Throw me back in there. And I would say this, if she had chosen Pepe over me in a normal classic dumping, I'd take it like a man and I'll move on and I'll say that sucks. But the fact that I think from what you're saying, the world sees and how I feel I was robbed of my opportunity to grow with her.
Mm.
I think what a moment it would be to send me back through that villa to see one more time. Okay, then, let me get it back.
I mean, I'm here for it. The
You're here for
thousands
it.
of people on TikTok are here for it.
There we go. I'm ready. I'm ready.
But would there be anyone else you would want to explore a connection with if given the opportunity? Or do you regret not exploring a connection with anyone?
You know, I was thinking like, was there other ways I could have done it? And the truth is that, sorry, the truth is the type of guy I am, I genuinely just follow like what makes me happy and
Mm.
who makes me happy. And from the moment me and Hannah were together, it was like this instant, like we just would, constantly like smile and laugh. Like as soon as we stepped into the room, we'd find each other. It was just an instant weird, I can't explain it. And maybe this is to my own downfall, maybe. But everybody says in the villa you should always explore. And I tried to do that. I did. I felt like though there wasn't much for me to, but I also was content with what I had at the time. So, I don't think there's anything I could have done differently. I think my journey is that it's the Hannah journey. Part of me does not want that journey to be over. Like I said, I think there needs to be round two. Um, let's see how much weight that conversation holds still. Maybe in a few weeks.
Hmm.
But we'll
But you
see.
won't be watching though, or will be watching like with your eyes, your hands over your eyes,
Yeah, like um
or fast
honestly,
forward?
look, like right now it's hard
Yeah.
because I can't lie, there's part of me that feels like it should have been me. I saw a clip that they went on a date after and it really hurt. It hurt. I know they had to do it, but it hurt. I was like, man, I fought for her. Like I literally fought to the very end. She chose me. Like, what more could I have done? So that hurt, and I was like, I don't want to see this. Why would I want to torture myself like this and watch them grow? So I want to see my friends in there. Like I did want to see You know, I want to see what Jeremiah's up to. I want to see what Nick's up to. Austin, of course, man. That guy,
He's funny.
Austin's the best. And Austin's so authentically real that I just feel like, man, he's great. And I don't care who he's with. I feel like he should win, you know,
Well,
because
he's with
he's
Amaya now, and people are here
is
for
he?
it.
Is
Yeah,
well, he and Amaya had that meditation moment.
which was
Um,
funny.
he had that meditation moment with Amaya, didn't he? Then, and I always said he should have. Okay, so he's with Amaya. Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah. So
Hopefully,
okay, so the big thing, then I need to fill you in. The big thing is Huda and Jeremiah. It
mm,
exploded after you left.
hmm
Exploded, exploded, exploded. And now he is coupled up with Iris, and Huda is alone. And a lot of people are thinking that she needs to be taken off the island.
mm.
What was your, like, what did you think about all the drama brewing between the two of them before you left?
Yeah, so I always felt like the downfall of Huda and Jeremiah would be themselves. I never thought it would be a bombshell. I
Mm,
never thought it was going to be someone that would come in. I just felt like the pressure they were creating on themselves would eventually, do you know what I mean? And I think that's what's happened. I think I can't explain it, you know. Do I think they're a match on the outside? I don't think so. I don't, to be honest. And it's an interesting one that it's playing out like this because on the first or second day, they're locked in. But as the time went on, there was these little things, these little arguments they were having over small, stupid things. For example, the pancake thing, right? I mean, I'm not being funny. If your
mm,
girlfriend's going to have a go at you for not making her a pancake just the one morning and make you feel less of a man for it, personally, that's not for me. So I don't know. I think we'll see what happens with their journey. But I always said the downfall of them would probably be themselves. And I think that's what's happening.
yeah. I mean, I don't think there's much of a journey anymore between the two of them. So,
Really?
yeah.
Damn, I do need to see it, man. I need to
You
see
need to
it.
see it because people are calling for Huda to leave the island because she's so toxic. So I don't know, did you feel that way when you were on it that like it was pretty toxic with her?
From the conversations that I had with, like, from what I heard about some of the things that she was on Jeremiah's case, all I would say for that is, you know, there's things that personally I wouldn't want to have to deal with, you know, little things. For
Mm,
example, the pancake thing, you
right.
know, why make a deal out of that?
Sadly, I'm already getting wrapped, but I really want to know. Nick and
Okay.
Orlandria, people are shipping them online where I don't even know. Did you see any sparks fly between the two of them?
Nick and Alandria.
Yes, people are so shipping them, including Nick's family. They think they're like secretly like looking at each other and secretly vibing.
Really? They're not
Yes.
together, right? Are they now? They haven't put
No.
I don't know what's going on the outside then, but I never sensed any sort of sexual energy or chemistry in that sense between them. I
Okay.
don't think, unless they've been keeping it really secret.
Unless it's been
But
secret.
no, that's interesting. But no, I never sensed anything like that. As far as I was concerned, I thought it was just his situation was Sierra.
Mm.
Mm,
Charlie, well, I hope that maybe we'll see you in Casa more because you're open to it. You obviously have unfinished business.
100%.
So if not, well, I'm sure we'll see you on social media. All right, Jeremiah, it's been a couple of days since your shocking elimination. And I'm saying shocking because I was screaming at the TV at
Oh,
the top of my lungs. Ugh, I have so many feelings towards it. But tell me though, how are you feeling a couple days since it's all gone down?
At first it was a lot of like anger. I'm not gonna lie. The first night I was pretty pissed. Like I was like,
Mm.
damn, how can they do that? Da 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 da. But right now it's honestly been a lot of like gratitude and just like, okay, God don't make mistakes. Like if this is where my journey was supposed to end, then I'll accept this. So right now I'm feeling pretty good, honestly. Like I'm okay. I'm
I
good.
love that mindset. Seriously,
Yeah.
that's an amazing mindset. And
Thank you.
you don't have your phone still, right?
Oh no, no, not till maybe tomorrow night, maybe.
Okay. Well, just know that gratitude is going to be met with a lot of fans.
Okay.
And a lot of people are rallying around you. So I know maybe you can take some comfort into that because I
Yeah,
know
thank
it was a crazy journey that you had the last couple of weeks.
you.
And crazy is saying it very lightly. But tell me though, in that moment, how shocked were you?
I was like, oh, because yeah, I was like, okay, maybe they'll choose Austin because he hasn't found anything in 3 weeks. Maybe they'll choose Pepe because they didn't like him at first and he's a bombshell. Like, I'm an OG that I was really close with him. And then once they started talking and saying, like, oh, we don't want him to repeat the same mistakes, I was like, oh, I'm cooked. Like, our values, like the way we're supposed to play the game finally lined up and it still wasn't enough. So when they said that, I was like, oh, I'm cooked. Like, I'm out of here. I was like,
Mm.
damn.
Now, who do you feel the most betrayed by? Or do you feel betrayed?
I definitely feel betrayed, but at the same time, it is like a game show at the end of the day. So I'm like half betrayed, half like you did the strategic move, I guess, to get me out. But probably the thing is, I don't know how much of like he should go, no, he shouldn't was. But honestly, I would say Nick, because like Ace, I can expect him to vote me out. We never saw eye to eye. Even though we had a lot of great moments together, we never saw eye to eye. But I'll probably say Nick, just because like if you're my best friend, you told me like you love me and all this and that, I expect you to really go to bat for me because that's just how I would do for you. But yeah, I'd say Nick. I ain't gonna lie.
Do you think Ace is the ringleader of the villa?
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, he
Oh
is.
yeah, you were like definitely. Okay, you
Oh yeah,
said that very
1,000%. Yeah.
quickly. I was like, there
No,
was no
yeah,
thought.
yeah, no, 1,000%.
Okay, so then Nick and Taylor are just following suit.
I would say so. Yeah, like they're all great personalities and like great guys, but I think at the end of the day, it was they just kind of looked up to Ace and did what he said. So I mean,
Mm.
this is what it is.
You said that you and Ace really didn't see eye to eye. When
Yeah.
did you notice that in the beginning? Like, did you kind of feel that there was a click forming and you weren't in that click?
Yeah, I think day one when I got the cheek kiss from the Ulysses who stole him from Shelly, I don't think he liked that at all because that's the reason he got stole. And then like I got really close with my couple and he was the exact opposite. So we just had two very different ways of like dating, so to speak. And yeah, like we had a lot of great moments together and he taught me some dance moves and like a great like personality. But yeah, we just didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things.
Mm. And also, too, I know you kind of briefly said this, how it was like the strategy, the game. And I know
Mhm.
a lot of fans, once you get your phone, you're going to see this. A lot of fans are upset with how people are playing it because it is Love Island. It's supposed to
Mm.
be about love. It's not
Yeah,
supposed to be, I know there's money involved at the end, but it's not
yeah.
supposed to be that big of a deal. So, did you feel that people were playing it like maybe it was like The Traders or Big Brother or something like that? And really wasn't about love.
Yeah, like they would say, honestly. I don't think it was like that, but they would just say like the way to do it is talk to everybody, talk to everybody, talk to everybody, like find a connection. But then when you did find a connection, like it feels like they didn't like that, even though all the couples right now are day one or day two couples. Like obviously my case is very different. Obviously I went way too fast, but like everything else aside, it's like yeah, it was kind of just like talk to everybody, talk to everybody, talk to everybody. And I don't know. And then some of them said like you're not supposed to lock in ever. So it was kind of confusing, honestly. Like they all had their different opinions on what to do, and I'm just like okay.
Wait, what did someone said to not lock in ever?
Yeah, I think it was like week 5 or 6. They still didn't lock in just because you never know who might come through the door. And once I heard that, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not listening to y'all. Respectfully, I'm gonna do what I want. And if I up, I up.
And who do you mind saying who said that?
Yeah, I think it was Pepe and maybe Ace chimed in too. But yeah, no, Pepe is my guy. But yeah, he definitely was like, you never know what might come through the door. Like da 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 da.
Right,
I
which is
believe
so
my
true. Which it is
yeah.
so true. And I know
Yeah.
probably looking back, you and Huda obviously closed off very quickly.
Okay.
Do you
We weren't actually closed off. Okay, I know what it
Oh,
looked like, but we weren't officially closed off. I just want to add that in
no,
there.
actually a good add-in because actually you guys weren't closed off. But it was like it was the two of you though,
Yes, yes,
very,
yes,
very, very quickly.
yes, yeah.
Looking back on it, do you regret doing that?
Honestly, not at all. Like, no, because like the journey happened. I learned some things about myself. Like, I learned how to like make better decisions without any sleep. And it was like I had just gotten to, finally hoop again with Angelina and like all that. So I was like, nah, because at the end of the day, like I came out of it a better, not, I won't say a better person, but just like more knowledgeable, I guess, about myself and just like ways to play the game. Cause I was like, I felt the connection and I didn't see any other girls I'd want to explore yet. So I was like, let me just stick with this. And that's what happened. And I don't regret it. I mean, it is what it is. In hindsight, it looked terrible, but at the time it was like first week was amazing. And then, kind of, but yeah.
Have you watched the episodes back yet?
I skimmed through most of them and I watched all of the one that I got eliminated from.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, since you've skimmed through some of them, I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
now you have seen what America saw. Would
yeah,
you
for
have
sure.
done anything differently with your relationship with Huda?
Yeah, the number one thing I would have done differently was instead of like trying to be Superman, I would have been like, no, this is actually way too much, way too fast. Because when I wasn't matching that crazy like boyfriend girlfriend energy, it made me look like I didn't care. And so yeah, I would have just have cut things, not cut things off, but slowed things way down because we got it just like over like 2 days, it went from like coupling up to just boyfriend girlfriend essentially. And I was just like, I should have. Instead of saying I like you so much, let me try to be that person, I should have said let's slow down and focus on
Mm,
the friendship, best friendship. That's where I really messed up on for sure.
okay. And
Mhm.
also skimming through it, do you see where Huda's feelings are coming from?
I see. Me not. I think the one thing I definitely did, like, actually, like, I'm not perfect in any way, shape, or form, but what I really messed up on was not comforting her the night Charlie left. And
Mm.
that's like one thing that she's definitely like, I mean, she's valid in whatever she feels, but that's the one that I really fed up. But other than that, like the pancake shit, the water, or me not doing enough, all that, I'm just like looking back, I'm just like, okay, like, I was like, get up, run, 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 like telling myself to get up and run. But nah, besides not being there to comfort her, I was like, I feel pretty justified in most of what I did. Not saying I was perfect, but I feel like I was pretty good, at least.
1,000%. And I also love how you're taking it and you're learning from it, just how you talked about it in the villa. You're like, you've made mistakes in past relationships as well,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
you've learned from that. But was there ever a point where you were like, this is way too much for me? It's getting out of hand. I kind of just want to get out and leave.
Yeah, that was the sunbed conversation on the yellow couches where I'm like, yo, do we start as friends? Like, how can we, like, if there's anything left in this, how can we do it healthily? And then she kind of stormed off and, like, went and called me all this and that. And that's when I was like, okay, yeah, if there's recoupling, I'm out of here because I know I was already coupled up with Iris, but at that point, I was like, this is dead. Like, yeah, yeah. Because I gave two extra conversations just to
Right.
see. They both went nowhere. And I was like, it's time to get up out of here for sure.
But was there ever a point where you wanted to leave the villa? You're like, I just can't even do this anymore.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no. The night Charlie left, because I got into it with Huda, I got into it with the guys. I felt like I lost everybody all at once, like besides Austin and Iris, and I was just like, oh, this is awkward. I'm probably gonna be out of here tomorrow. That no, the night Charlie left was devastating for sure. That night really did a number for sure.
Mm. I will say though, your arc, like, and watch it all back, like not just skimming, but
Okay.
and once you get your phone back, you will see the way that people were like, Jeremiah, what are you doing? And then they saw
Yeah.
what you were doing, and now you have a lot of fans. Like a lot of fans are rallying around you. They want you back in the villa. Obviously, sometimes like that probably won't happen, but if it
Yeah,
does,
yeah.
would you be open to that?
Going back in right,
Yeah, going back in.
um honestly, if I was still here, like, yeah, if I was still in Fiji, yeah, like for sure, because I definitely wanted to continue to explore whatever connection me and Angelina had, because it felt really good. Like we like had a lot of good conversations, and we were very firm on like friendship, best friends first, and we lined up with that. So I was excited to see where that went. But yeah,
Would you
yeah.
confront the guys?
Um. Right now I would probably be like, but the thing is, no matter what answer they give me, I already know what it is. Because Nick already said now that Jeremiah's gone, there's less competition. And it's like, even if they look me in my face and say, oh, we did it because we didn't want you to repeat the same cycle, I mean, that's just kind of BS. Honestly, there's nothing they could like say that would respectfully like change anything. It'd be like, I get it. Like y'all made the strategic move. I get it. It is what it is.
Bottom line, do you think they were jealous of you?
I don't know about jealous. I would just say like I think they really saw like me be like happy and joyous, and I got close with everybody. Like, in like 4 days, like my relationships with all the ladies changed, and like everyone
Mm.
else changed, and like they really got to see me like who I am as a person, like me. And I don't know if I wouldn't say like jealous, but maybe I don't maybe intimidated a little bit of just like oh he's a real player here, like he can really hoop, and I think maybe that's where they're like. Okay, let's say we don't want them to repeat the same cycles because they saw us kissing, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know what they're thinking.
And Jeremiah, that is why I was screaming at the television because I saw that, America saw that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why are we not giving Jeremiah another chance? So,
Yeah.
uh, I'm gonna be upset for it for a couple more weeks now. But I will
For
say, like, if you did go back in, was there any other connection that you would want to explore?
In terms of girls, they were all like at that point it was like 3 weeks in, and I had already built like really good friendships with all the girls. So it
Yeah.
would definitely be like continuing to be best friends with Iris, like she's amazing, and then seeing what happens with Angelina and any bombshells that come in at that point.
Would you be open to exploring that outside of the villa?
What one?
Audrey.
Angelina?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh for sure. Yeah, no, she's getting a follow tomorrow for sure.
You're
She's getting a
sliding into
follow.
that DM.
Oh, for sure. You know, I'm hitting her up tomorrow for sure. The second I get my phone back, that's the first thing I'm doing. I'm going to hit her and then call my mom. That's like the number
Oh,
two.
that's so sweet. What about Huda though? I know obviously maybe not a romantic relationship, but like, do you want to see a friendship out of that?
No, just because watching it back yesterday, there was just some things that if there's a friendship, I just don't say certain things about certain people. That's just not how I communicate, and we just communicate differently with how we talk about people. And so, me personally, nah, I'm never gonna talk to her again on that any type of level. Well, not talk to, but just that, yeah, friendship and anything on is just dead. Me personally, I can't do it.
Okay.
Mm.
Now, looking in to the couples that we have left, I know we just had a crazy thing that happened last night with Nick and Alandria. Do
Mm.
you think that any of the couples are actually that genuine in their relationship? Like any of the OG, like Taylor and Alandria, Nick and Sierra? Or is it just a game, Ace and Shelly?
Honestly, I think Ace and Shelly have a real thing going, 1,000%, because they've always had for 3 weeks, even when they weren't coupled up for 3 weeks, and they still were damn near a couple. So honestly, I think they have a strong thing. I really like Taylor and Alandria because they were really strong. I don't know what's going on now, but I really liked them two. I know Nick and Sierra were pretty rocky when I was leaving, and then Pep and Hannah got broken up. Austin and Maya don't like each other. So yeah, I would say the strongest in my opinion are Ace and Shelly and Taylor and Alandria, even though I have no idea what's going on with that right now.
Well, I will say a lot of people want Nick and Alandria together.
That's crazy.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that you didn't get any wind of that in the villa.
No, like I don't even want to look back and like gaslight myself. I honestly I did not even think about that once the entire time I was there. In my like I don't nah, it didn't cross my mind not once.
Before I let you go, I'm getting wrapped. But okay, everyone also loved that you're a book nerd, that you review
Oh yeah.
books, and
Oh
that your
books.
favorite movie is Ponyo. So tell me,
Yeah.
favorite moment of that movie.
Oh, now you're putting me on the spot. I would say, oh my God, when they're in the submarine, it's the water scene in the very, okay, see, now it sounds like I haven't seen it. It's the water scene in the submarine with all the fish. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I just know like that, like animation arts, like Spirited Away,
Yeah.
Ponyo, and like Sasuke, like those like movies. Totoro is another classic because my uncle owned a comic book shop and I got to see all those. So yeah, just like the water scene with all the fishes. That's all I can remember from that movie. I'm not gonna lie. I just know it's a beautiful movie.
It's a beautiful movie. Is it safe to say we're going to see more book reviews? And once you're out back from Fiji,
Yeah, yeah, no, I gotta get back to it. I took a long break from doing it, but yeah, we'll get back to it for sure, for sure, for sure.
It's been a roller coaster of emotions. I think I was like really angry and then really sad and then really confused. I think I still haven't really gotten the chance to verbalize exactly how I've been feeling just because I'm still, secluded from the world. But I'm feeling a lot better today for sure. I think that anger has kind of washed away. I've kind of been more level headed. So a lot better today, but it's been rough.
no, which is totally understandable. Like, I'm sure people have told you this already, but I would have been angry too. And I would have been confused too, because as a viewer, I was like, what is going on? So tell me in that moment, obviously, we saw your reaction, which broke my heart, but how shocked were you? Yeah.
I can tell you 1,000% that there was not really a thought in my mind that it was going to be me going home.
Mm.
Um, and I think partially maybe it was like the girls were all kind of like, we love you. Like they were talking to me from the fire pit before they even knew that they had to vote. Like when I was just standing up there, like Shelly would look at me and be like, I love you. I'm like, I love you too. And then Pepe was standing up with me by the fire pit and he would just look at me. He was looking at me the entire time because I was kind of like tearing up. And he'd be like, don't cry. Like, you're good. Like, it's not going to be, like, you're good. Stop crying. Like, I promise you're fine. Like, we'll be good. Like, just in a couple hours, we'll be back to normal. And so it was shocking. And I think it was shocking for him too. It was like really unexpected.
Do you feel at all betrayed by your girlfriends?
You know, I did really feel betrayed initially. I think maybe there's still that sense of like, oh, like why me, especially watching the episodes back and never really getting that clarity. But like at the end of the day, those are my really close friends, and like we went through something that nobody's ever gonna understand except us and everyone else who's ever done it. But um, it was a really unique experience, and maybe I'm really glad that Amaya and Iris really get a shot at finding their connections. I just do feel let down that, you know, 2 times my connections were cut short, not by my own control or the person I was with's control. So it sucks. It really does suck.
Do you have any inkling of like as to why? I know you were just saying you're like, I don't know why, but like in your heart, in your gut, do you have a reason why you think that happened twice?
You know, with Charlie, I think it was a kind of hectic couple days before Charlie's elimination. Um, and we didn't really get to share like the connection that we made right before his elimination, because I'm telling you, we had this conversation and Ariana walked in as our conversation ended, so we didn't have the chance to tell the group like, oh, we just had this really amazing conversation, like we learned a lot about each other. So I think everyone was thinking we were still kind of on thin ice, just because
Mm.
I was, for a while I really was leaning towards Pepe, and I kind of like, you know, second guessed myself because a lot of the girls were convincing me that Pepe was maybe just playing me. So I really got in my head with that for a little bit. So that was, you know, it was shocking, but I kind of knew it was going to happen when it boiled down to the 3 that were standing up there. Um,
Oh, okay, that kind of makes more sense. So they're in your head, and then that's why you kind of go back to Charlie. But then you were very happy because then Charlie leaves
yeah,
and you're very upset. But then you did kind of you moved on to Pepe rather quickly. Was it
yeah.
because like you knew all along that look, it was Pepe over Charlie?
Um, and the funny thing is, after Charlie left, they were like, "Oh, well, maybe that's a sign. Maybe that's a sign that America saw something that we didn't." Because we kind of like personified America a lot in the villa. Because
I
obviously,
know. Why? I feel like this is the
I
first
don't
season that you guys that people did this.
see, and like for me, I feel like I had my head turned off a lot. Like I was like kind of just like not really thinking about it as much. But I think, you know, I don't really know why that was the way that it was, but it was something that people like would have mentioned America a lot. Um, I think maybe just because we have like they have the power in some hands, but also it's ultimately up to us in the end of the day. But so they were just saying like, oh, maybe they saw something, or maybe Charlie said something that we didn't see, you know, with like the beach huts and everything. Um, you never really know. And then they were
Right.
like, well, maybe this is a sign that like you were about to make a decision that was not meant for you, and like this is something that was meant for you. And I really like did not want to listen to it, or did not want to hear that at the time. But
Mm.
then I saw a completely different side of Pepe once Charlie was gone, because that was like my sole focus at that point, was really rebuilding that connection that I kind of shut down. And it ended up being like a lot different than I could have ever imagined.
And a lot different in a good way.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is amazing. And I don't think he's been done justice on the show with his screen time. I really hope that he gets more, because he is an amazing, I'm forever indebted for how much he helped me and helped me with my crash outs in the villa.
Your crash hits. Okay, because I will say, like, I interviewed Charlie last week and he's like, look, I really was he said he was falling for you. Like
Yeah.
you use the word falling for, the
Yeah.
term. And he said that he would be open to reconnecting outside of the villa. Like, is that anything you would want to do, or are you waiting for Pepe and hoping that maybe he won't find someone else and he'll come to you outside of the villa in a couple weeks?
I think what I told myself, and obviously, like, I'm excited to see where Pepe's journey takes him, and if he ends up single, like that would be nice. But I also don't think I'm gonna force a rekindling between either of my connections. I think whatever happens is supposed to happen. I think everything will fall into place, and I think I never forced them in the villa. It was kind of like natural with the
Mm.
way like that I rebuilt my connection with Pepe and the way that me and Charlie's connection played out. I'm really open to seeing Charlie again. I think he's like the funniest person I've ever met in my whole life, and like regardless of like where we stand outside, I like definitely want him to be like my friend at
Yeah.
least. But I do really admire him and like our connection and what we had. And same with Pepe. Like whatever happens in the villa, like if he comes out, and we did have like I think a lot of plans outside of the villa. So if those can follow through, that will be really nice.
Have you watched the episodes back yet?
So I did watch every episode, but I would say I skipped a lot of stuff that didn't really involve me just because it's my story and what I know to be true, and I didn't want to like see a distortion of anyone else's story. Just because I know what I experienced of everyone else, but I'm the only one who can say what I experienced and be like honest and truthful about that. So yeah, I have a good idea of everything. I was skipping through the important, like watching the most important parts.
Right. Would you have changed anything?
Um, no.
Okay.
I think, obviously I didn't want to go home, but I think I had a really, really beautiful experience, and it was hard. It was the hardest thing I've ever been through, but also I learned so much about myself, and it really changed my perception of a lot of things. I really had like amazing friendships and amazing connections, and like I'm going to cherish it for the rest of my life, no matter how hard it was. It was really a fun journey.
And I'm loving that. Like, I know you don't have your phone yet, but I do. A lot of people were upset with the girls that they did that to you, but I'm glad that you are going to be able to, like, you're moving past that because at the end of
Yeah.
the day, they just had to make a decision.
Yeah, and I'll never like don't get me wrong, I was pissed off and
Yeah.
I was really mad at Huda for a few days before I left, and I don't think we ever really got to like clear that as much, just because we just didn't really have the time. But I think outside of the villa, there's like the connections will be rebuilt, and there's a lot to talk about. And we all know that it's a crazy experience, and it's something that nobody will ever understand except us. And so, it sucked and it hurt, but I don't have any ill will towards them at all.
Obviously, Jeremiah was also sent home, which was another shock. Were you shocked by that?
I knew that Pepe wasn't going home, so I knew it had to have been Austin or Jeremiah. I thought it was going to be Austin, honestly, when I was standing up there. So I was shocked to hear Jeremiah's name, but I knew the guys were kind of like, oh, I think he's repeating the cycle, like the like love bombing. But like Andrea just got there, and like she liked him from the moment she came in. I think that that's who she had her like sights set on before she even came in. Like he's a very handsome guy, and he's a really nice guy. Like
Yeah.
from what I got to know of him, I didn't really talk to him much during the time I was in the villa, but the last couple days I got to know him a lot more because I was really close with Iris and they were coupled up. And like I really like saw through like everyone, like from what I heard, like people who thought he had ulterior motives. I did not see that from him at all. I really did not see that from him. So it was shocking. And I think both of us were really shocked. Like I was like, I don't know why you're going home. And he's like, I don't know why you're going home.
Do you think that maybe some of the guys were just like a bit jealous of Jeremiah? Like you had the bombshell come in and she was very attracted to him. She already had another connection. Like it was more of a jealousy rather than, ooh, we don't need you doing toxicity again.
Yeah, I mean, I could see some like maybe potential jealousy. I didn't hear of that, but I mean, look at Huda and look at Andrea. They are so fucking gorgeous. Their face cards never decline. They're literally perfect, sent from heaven. And then Iris as well. I think another thing of them personifying like America. I think they were like, oh well, maybe they coupled up Iris and Jeremiah to like give Huda a chance to break free. So because it wasn't really the focus on like, oh, maybe they saw something bad in Huda. I think it was more that maybe they saw something bad in Jeremiah that we didn't know. So maybe that's something that was thrown into it, but I don't really know. I never really talked about it with them.
You were just there having fun, and that's why
Yeah.
people loved you. That is why, like, it was such a bummer for you to go because, like, you were more concerned with getting your genuine connection with Pepe, and like you went through that with Charlie, and that's what the concern
Yeah.
was. And
Yeah. You know, that's like always something that goes through your mind. And I think like maybe that's something that's touched on slightly in there. It's like, Oh, wait, I think everyone kind of puts the blame on everyone that, oh, they're just here to win. They're just here to win. That's the motive that they had from the beginning. But like, I like always kind of was just like, Pepe, let's go in the corner. Charlie, let's go over here. Like, I always just like walking away because I just, I wanted to talk to these people that I'm sleeping in bed with,
I know.
I would like to not be awkward and like sleeping on the opposite corners of the bed like some people did. I like to be cuddled up.
Yeah, which that is so crazy though. Like, what do you think was the craziest part of your experience on Love Island?
I just think my complete lack of control was the craziest thing. I had no control over what was happening in my life. Like, nothing was decided by me or by Charlie or by Pepe. It was like literally up to everyone else. So I think that was like something I really didn't expect because I thought, like, I'm going in there, I'm pursuing connections, but I'm also open. I thought that, not that I was doing it right, but I was doing it in the way that like I intended to. And I was like, it still didn't work out for me. So I don't think there is really a right or wrong way to go about this. It's just all luck, I guess.
We need to start with the fashion because you are serving look after look. Tell me your favorite look so far.
Oh, I love the Casa Amor recoupling look. I loved the look when we introduced Casa. Um, I love my premiere look. My friend Taylor made that dress. She's so talented. Yeah. And also I love the after sun looks because I get to be a little bit more relaxed on those
Yeah.
days. We get a little bit more like so we give you both worlds, the like natural glam and then like the super glam for the villa. So it's
Well,
been
you're
so much.
killing it. It's so good, but I have to say the brunette. My jaw was on
Oh,
the floor.
thank you. We wanted to kind of really change it up. And we gave ourselves a little bit of extra time in case we put it on and decided, like, okay, maybe this isn't right and we don't feel it. But when we were getting ready to come out here and I was talking to Carl, I basically was like, I'd seen some wig looks that he had done on the off season, and I was like, bring some wigs. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
I'm so glad he did it. Okay, so favorite moment thus far. I mean, Meg showing up, that was kind of crazy.
That was so cool. I love her so much.
She seems so cool.
She's so cool. She's such a delightful person. I got to come to the villa and meet her before she hosted the challenge, and we were just chatting it up, and it felt like we were like old friends. And I just love her so much. We like filmed each other doing TikTok. I couldn't believe my life. I love her so much. That was such a great moment. And it was such a moment of levity that was so needed at that point in the season because
Mm.
things were, things get tough and things get difficult. And of course, it's a roller coaster ride, and every season is. And so it was so great to have her in there. And the girls all looked so amazing in the swimsuits. She gave me one. I'm very excited.
I love that
I
for
know,
you.
like a shoot in
Oh
it.
yeah, you did. You have to. And I also died over the mamacita of it all, of you two recreating it, because that's so good. It's everywhere.
Yeah, I'm like constantly reposting people
I
doing
know.
it.
I know. I'm looking. It's so funny because I'm looking at your repost just as everyone else is on TikTok, seeing like, ooh, could we get a hint of things or like, what is Ariana thinking? So just so you know, everyone's looking at what you're reposting.
As they should. It's mostly just I get excited about people talking about the show. If you post a video of you at a bar screaming at any moment that's happening, I'm reposting it because I'm excited that people are excited. It's
Everyone
like
is excited.
brings me so much joy.
Everyone is watching. Has any celeb slid into the DM so far? Because I feel like everyone is watching.
Cara Delevingne DM'd me the other day, and was like, wow, this season. I'm obsessed with her as well. So I was like, I need to be like, hey, thanks. I love it too.
Yeah, I love it too. Okay, because are you loving it? Because now we need to get into your hot takes of it all. Hot takes.
Yes.
What is your honest opinion about Huda? Because I feel like for me as a viewer, I'm my mind is all over the place with her.
Yeah, and isn't that life? Isn't that humanity? The layers, the 360 degrees of a person, I love that. That to me is what makes people beautiful. I think that she is someone who is such a polarizing figure, And that is one reason why I think she is an incredible person to have to watch. Like what is she going through? She contradicts herself so much. And yeah, she's kind of what did they say? An enigma wrapped in a hurricane.
Did she go too far last night in the challenge? Because now we have Shelly. She's very
Yeah.
upset.
I watched what you guys watched. So I don't know. Someone said, "Oh, something was cut out." I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't there. I saw what everyone saw in the episode. Um, I mean, look, I feel like she's got some skills that other people don't have. When she did that move where she was upside down, I was like, damn, girl, that's impressive. I was very impressed. I would be feeling some type of way too. I'd be like, she's too good. Now I'm insecure. Um, Listen, I don't know. I think that I saw everybody doing all kinds of things. So I can't say whether or not I feel like she went too far. It's kind of hard to say, but it seemed like Ace was really into it. So I feel like that might be a conversation to have with Ace.
Yeah, totally. Like you said, you're on TikTok, you're doing all the reposting. I'm sure you have seen that there's rumors that Shelly and Ace were together ahead of Love Island. Do you think there's
Okay, I
any truth
saw
to that?
that. But you know what else I saw? I saw someone, because I love the investigators that watch our show. Someone, there was like a story with text that was saying all this stuff about Shelly and Ace. She said, "Oh, guess what? 2 weeks ago, same exact text written about Huda and Jeremiah."
Ooh,
So, yeah.
okay. Okay, I
Love
see.
to
I see
say
that.
stuff. I'm like, people can literally say anything.
Anything.
So I'm always like, until I literally see something that is for sure, whatever,
Yeah.
I miss it. I also am something else I'm not really here for is the like anything that happened with any other person, aside from like if it was something extreme or something really bad, of course, like we should know. But like when people are like, I was talking to this person 6 months before they went, I'm like, I don't care. I literally do not care. And you should not be a bombshell because you were talking to someone 6 months ago.
1,000%. Now, a lot of fans, though, and I'm sure you've seen this too, are worried that they're playing more of like a Big Brother of the Traitors game instead of being on Love Island. Do you see that?
I mean, I feel like that happens every season, and sometimes it's something that gets people out of the villa very much early on because the other islanders kind of suss that out and they
Mm,
don't feel like that, that there's always that gameplay going on because at the end of the day, there are people who are there purely for the sake of finding love. There are people who are there maybe purely for the sake of wanting to win. And there's people who are maybe a combination of both.
mm,
And that's why, you have America voting for their favorite couples, but that never happens until towards the end of the season. The beginning of every season always involves Islanders picking and choosing who stays and who goes. And so there's always a little bit of that sort of mix of what's really going on. And so I don't think that that's different from this season to any other season. It's just a matter of how far is that gonna be able to actually take you.
1,000%. And one last question. Who do you think will win?
I don't know, but I did see on the app yesterday that Amaya and Zach were the number one couple on the app. So who knows? I think we have now in the last, half of the season, we're going to start seeing couples really either solidify themselves, couples really start to get more serious, not just close off, but like start to like get into the deeper parts of these, budding relationships. And as is the nature of love, people may be starting to fall apart. And I think that's all going to shake out in the next couple of weeks. And by the end, hopefully we'll have some very strong couples to be able to decide who's our favorite.
No, not at all. I wouldn't say Ace is, the leader.
Do you think everyone that's left in the villa is in there for the right reasons?
Um,
It's so nice to meet you. I've watched your story unfold like thousands of millions of people on TV. Sadly, your time on Love Island has come to an end. Just as you guys finally made it exclusive, were you surprised by America's vote?
Not at all. Not surprised. You know, being voted at the bottom to everything just before that, and then here goes another American vote, and just like, oh hell, here we go again.
Yeah.
So
But at least, like, are you happy that even though sadly your time has come to an end, like, you guys did go in there to find love and you clearly have found your person, someone that you guys really, really vibe and connect with?
For sure.
yeah, it was definitely easier coming out together.
Yeah. Taylor, if you could go back, would you have told Olandria how you felt about Clark sooner? Because some people felt like you were stringing her along, or would you have done anything differently?
I totally enjoyed how I felt, when we were having one-on-one conversations, and so it's just like she already knew how I felt about everything, and then when we had the stand-up business challenge, it was just everybody was like, make your mind up now, and so I did, but at the time was I ready to? No, but shit, y'all want me to? It's okay, here y'all go. And then just because it wasn't what they wanted to hear, then it was a whole big deal, So I feel like no, I would have, kept it the same.
Yeah, were you surprised by Olandria's reaction on the Stay Down Business Challenge? Because to the viewers, obviously we see a cut down version of everything. So I was like, whoa, it just escalated so fast and now everyone's yelling. Like to you guys, was it that quick too, or was it more of a gradual build?
Nah, that was quick as hell. Man, it definitely did shock me because I'm like, everything that you're sitting here arguing about, me and her had conversations about 101 the day before, and she was cool with everything. But now that we're in front of everybody, now you're making it a big deal and want to like argue and like raise your voice, but like literally the day before, we had a conversation about everything that was already said in the challenge about me and her one on one. We had that conversation and she was totally fine with everything. But now it's in front of everybody now, it's a big deal. So I was just like, what the hell just happened between yesterday when we had this one on one and now in front of everybody?
Yeah. Clark, how was it for you being in the middle of it? Because obviously, being a Casa girl, you're put in a difficult situation and you have a really strong connection with Taylor and you hear this back and forth. You're literally in the middle of it. What were your thoughts going through that?
I wanted to stay out of it because most of what was being talked about was about their connection. So I don't really have a say or input in any of that. I put my 2 cents in when it was needed, but outside of that, I just was like, just kind of stay out of it.
Yeah. From a viewer's point of view, you definitely handled that with grace because that was not an easy position to be in at all. And you definitely made the right move. A lot of things happened your final days in the villa, probably your last 1 or 2 days. Nick became single all of a sudden and he quickly moved on to Landria. To the viewers, it was like, oh, the switch up. That was really fast. Were you guys surprised at how quickly Nick and Alandria built a connection?
Not really. Just because, they both expressed interest in each other since day one. And, at that time, that late in the game, like, you're so late into the experience. You have like a week left, literally like a week left in the villa. So it's like you have to move fast. Like you have no choice but to move fast. And so I wasn't surprised by it.
Yeah. Do you guys think they actually have a romantic connection or that it's more platonic? Because to the viewers, some people think it's really platonic. Some people think they can make it to a romantic connection. But what do you guys think being there in the villa?
When we were in there, it was more platonic, but they were working towards our romantic part. And so I hope they have it now and that they're doing better.
I obviously know you guys don't have your phones back, but over here, everyone's saying that Ace was kind of the leader of the group, but being in it, would you say that's fair to say or to assume?
No, not at all. I wouldn't say Ace is, the leader, but he's definitely one who had like the most shit to say out of everybody. But he definitely wasn't the leader because, it'll be times where he's coming to me and Nick for advice, like, yo, what do I do? I need help. And so we all lean on each other equally. It wasn't just like whatever Ace say goes. Like, nah, it wasn't that type of deal. Because there was times where we didn't agree with Ace and Ace didn't agree with us.
Yeah, totally. Like in any friendship. Do
Mhm.
you think everyone that's left in the villa is in there for the right reasons?
Um, yes. I would
It's the
say
pause for
I would
me.
I would say yeah. Everybody's in there to find love, and some connections are just stronger than others that's left in the villa. But I feel like everybody in there is really, truly trying to find someone.
Yeah, I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on both of your thoughts on how the Islanders were voting throughout, because do you guys think some people were going more strategic based on connections?
Yeah. So like the boys, we went on like the facts. Like when we made decisions, we broke it down like this person's doing this person's doing this person's not doing this. First the girls, I feel like it's more like, she's more our friend. We don't want to send her home type deal, da da da. Versus us, we were just like we going off straight facts, and that's like we putting our friendships aside. We going straight off the facts and the whole about experience. And so, I mean, the whole like them sending Hannah home, like that's a situation that none of the boys still understand. We've asked their reasons, and they explained it, and we're like, we still don't get it. Like, why the hell did y'all do this? So I feel like it's more on like friends and trying to keep their friends there, on like the girls' end of it, at least.
Clark, do you agree?
Yeah, I think the guys versus the girls voting on sending people home was very different. Um, I wasn't in those conversations, so I can't really speak too much to it, but yeah, I noticed that there was a difference in the way that they were voting people off, so.
Yeah. Well, now, who do you think out of all the couples that are left has the strongest connection in the villa currently?
Ace and Shelly,
Ace and
for sure.
Shelly. Okay.
Definitely Ace and Shelly.
Clark, I'm really curious to hear how your relationship was with the girls because we obviously you had the Casa girls, but then a lot of them just got eliminated like in one night. And we saw Amaya come talk to you and pull you aside. But did anybody else come talk to you, or how was your relationship with everybody else?
After Casa, I think, I talked to Iris, Amaya, Huda. I honestly, everybody was more welcoming after, especially after all the Casa girls were gone and I was the last Casa girl. They were like, we want to make sure that like we like you, we want you here, we're happy that you're here, and that you can come to us for anything. So I feel like that's when my relationship with the OGs, and the bombshells just got stronger.
Looking back now, what was both of your favorite memories inside the villa?
My favorite memory would have to be the fourth base challenge. Like the very first challenge we did. Like that shit was just so fun and so turned. Like, and everybody really gave that challenge their all. Like we all just went full out, like didn't care. And all the guys kissing each other's girls, like we didn't take that shit to heart. So it was just like, we out here just gonna have fun and let loose. So yeah. So it was definitely fun.
Yeah. How about you, Clark?
Our or my favorite moment of us was him doing the cheer. Um, and then in general, like with the girls, it would be us praying before we came down the stairs every night. Yeah.
Oh, I wish we saw that. That's cute. What is one thing you're going to miss the most about being in the villa, and one thing you definitely are like happy to leave back in Fiji?
Um,
I'm leaving the lights in the morning.
yeah. The bright ass lights waking up in the morning. I'm leaving that in Fiji. Leave
You
that
guys,
in the
and you
villa.
can't control it, right? They just turn the lights on. Oh
Yeah.
my
Like
God.
we're leaving that in Fiji. One thing I'm going to miss is just like living in the same house with everybody and just really just having fun and having like no worries of the outside world. Like we have no responsibilities in there. So it's just like we literally just kicking it. And
Mhm.
that's probably what I miss the most.
I'd agree. Literally, no phones, no bills, no negativity. Like everybody was very welcoming, a lot of positive energy, a lot of everybody just having fun and enjoying like the
Yeah,
time that we were there.
it's funny because here, like in the outside world, there would be times that stuff's happening, and then we're like, "Dang, what I would do to be in Love Island right now without my phone, without a care in the world, not knowing what's happening."
No, seriously.
How many hours do you guys think you got of sleep on average a night?
Each night was different.
Thanks.
I'd say we probably at least got a full 7 to 8 hours. But did it feel like it? No,
Yeah, I don't know.
because we were so tired. But like, did we get like a full 7, 8 hours of sleep a day? Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, so what's next for you two? Obviously, you made it exclusive right before. So are you guys gonna keep dating? Do the long distance thing?
We're definitely doing a long distance thing. Like, even if she don't want to, we doing it. So.
Clark, are you excited to visit the farm to go on some rodeos?
Definitely. Very much yeehaw vibes.
Gotta get you a cowboy hat, some boots.
Yes. Hmm.
Yep.
Taylor, what are you most excited to show Clark about life on the road?
Had a show with some horse. That part. Yes.
Stop
You know
it.
what? She finna be out there cleaning stalls.
I'm not doing that part. I can't. I can't do that part. I'm not
I'm
looking for
finna,
it.
I'm finna give her this rake.
Oh, Taylor, are you gonna keep modeling? Because fans were shook when they found out that you walked for Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, I am. I am gonna keep modeling. That's something that I plan on, still doing and keep it going. So
Who do you guys have your money on winning the whole thing?
Ace and Shelly. Ace and Shelly or Maya and Brian. Either one of them two.
Yeah, Maya and Brian. We love the song you guys made for the hideaway.
I
I've been
forgot
singing that
about
all day, all day. Amaya, Brian going the hideaway. Oh my God, it's so
that.
good.
Yeah, that song hit. That was a good one.
Would you guys come up with songs a lot? Because I'm like, that was really good for like on the spot. So I need to know, do we have rappers in there? Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
so like every morning we waiting for the girls to get ready. They hold 5 hours for them to get ready. The guys, we were just in a room, like we'll have rap battles and we're just in there just freestyle. Like we'll say a word and everybody would just ping pong and we did that for the longest. Like the longest we just freestyled in the bedroom waiting for the girls to get ready. So
who's the best rapper?
Ace. Ace makes music though.
That's fair. Okay, so who was second place then?
Second place, I ain't gonna lie. Charlie came in with some fire ass lines. Charlie surprised the hell out of me. I ain't
I
gonna
did not
lie.
expect that. Okay.
Let me set the record straight right now. We met once outside of a club in New York. But yeah, I'm 5'10".
Ace, many people online have been calling you the mayor or the group leader of the villa. Would you agree?
Yo, I'm the president around here.
Let's talk about girl code. Do you think most of the girls in the villa were moving respectfully, or do you think any of them were kind of being sus and had ulterior motives? I'm so excited to talk to you both. We've been keeping up with you for like 6 weeks. Sadly, we're
gosh.
meeting because your time on Love Island has come to an end. When I found out yesterday what happened, I needed to take a minute. I was
Oh my
shocked.
gosh.
How are you? How are you feeling?
It's a little bittersweet,
Yeah.
honestly, but I've enjoyed my time with her throughout the whole entire process, and every day felt like a new day. And now we stepping into that new chapter of life outside the villa, and I'm excited to spend, day by day, take my time getting to know this one even more.
Okay, well, let's
Me
talk about life outside the villa because right before you guys sadly got eliminated, you went to the hideaway and Ace, you made things exclusive with Shelly. I'm very interested in why you use the word exclusive versus closed off. Is it because you wanted this to continue outside of the villa?
For sure. Like for me, exclusive is a very, very big deal because I'm very intentional and I was very intentional with my time being there. And I knew I wanted to leave out of there with someone who I feel understands me and, I could see myself outside the villa with a person. And, I wanted to be not just exclusive in the villa, but exclusive outside in the real world. So this was the person I wanted to make that happen with.
Period.
What does it feel to hear him say that, Shelly?
I mean, it still gives me butterflies. Like, it makes me feel so happy because I know like where we started and like the roller coaster we went through in there. And I'm just so happy that we both actually took our time to like explore versus like just being like, okay, you know what? This is the person I want right here. Like, it was a thing of like a little mouse and cat situation, but once we were together, it's like this is my person. Like
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm happy like what we've made together and like where we're gonna go. Like it doesn't stop here. So
Yeah, I love to hear it. But a lot of fans were curious why it took you guys so long until the last week to close it off. Because it felt like after the Stand on Business challenge, you guys, after you hashed out everything you needed to discuss, it kind of felt like you guys were locked in on each other. So why did it take so long to still take that final leap to be exclusive?
For me, it was just a testimony of getting to know, can we make it through the ups and downs, and relationships are not perfect. Every day is gonna be something new.
yeah,
And we had a little bit of a rough patch. And
exactly.
when she went to Casa, she wanted to, explore new things, and I stayed at the villa and explored new things as well. And we were just testing to see if it was strong enough for what we had. And we did have a little rough patch, but we got through it. And after we got through it, I was like, okay, this is a person I could see myself with.
Yeah, that was those moments, especially after the stand on business, was like pure reflection, like
Yeah.
us learning more about, okay, our communication styles and like understanding one another. And so it didn't seem right to just automatically be like, okay, fine, we're gonna lock in. It was just like a thing of like learning each other and figuring out, okay, we can get past, all the craziness. Like it took some time, but we got there and getting there was like clear enough that, okay, you know what? Yeah, we're locked in.
That's good to hear too, because I feel like Stand on Business was such a crazy situation, and so
Yeah.
much was happening with everyone, not just with you guys. To
Everybody,
the
yeah.
viewer, it was crazy, y'all. And to the viewer, it felt like we only saw obviously bits and pieces of your conversation that
Yeah.
helped you guys resolve. So it's nice to hear that you guys did have really long conversations, because to us, it felt like it was really quick that you guys got over it.
No, that was a long
Oh, we
night.
stayed up to like
Till
4
the
in
sun
the
came
morning.
up that
Yeah.
night. It was a long night. Yeah.
Okay. From the first episode, we knew that you guys had met in New York City, I believe, before.
Yeah.
But fans are
Mhm.
curious. Like, there's been rumors going around that you guys actually dated. Some people are saying no, you like met once. So can you guys like? I need to set the record straight on
Yeah.
exactly, did you date, or like how far was that?
Let me set the record straight right now. We met once outside of a club in New York. You know what I mean? And the world is very, very, very small. Like I even knew other people in the villa being there. So no, we did not date. Love
And
I
obviously we did exchange social media.
Yeah.
Like that's why I'm so confused about what this uproar is about. Because if you go on my page, you'll see Ace in my comments. If you go on his page, you'll see me in his comments. Like he would
Right.
always post those funny videos that I love. So it's like this whole craziness of like we were dating, they knew each other. I'm like, well, damn, well, shit. I wish I knew we were dating.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, this
I
is
think
crazy,
that's why
but it's
fans
like
were confused.
no, they were crazy. And even situations like when Amaya came in, I was looking at her. I'm like, she looks so familiar. Then by the time we got to sit down, she's like, oh my God. She's like, I know you. And we're friends on Instagram. We've talked on Instagram. So it's like even Andreina was another person that I knew. So it was a joke in there that, oh, Shelly knows everybody. And it's just one of those things like we really all just knew each other. Like some
Yeah.
people were connected in the weirdest ways.
Yeah. Well, obviously your time on in the villa has come to an end, but in a way, do you feel like you guys still ended up winning, because the goal is to find love on Love Island, and you're obviously still very much a
Absolutely.
couple, so
100%. I mean, at the end of the day, I think that's what the real win is when you find your person. Like that's when you
Right.
come to Love Island, it's not to, you want to see it through to the end. Like if you have your person on day one or whatever, and this is really your person that you won already. So the fact that we got to walk out together, we won. Like that's enough.
Yeah.
yeah. And would you say it was fate that brought you back together?
For
It's the
sure,
red
Faye.
string theory. That's what
Yeah.
they've been telling me about. I'm like, wow, that's what that like. I didn't know what that was, but then when we were telling everybody, like, yo, we know each other and we're in freaking Love Island together, they're like the red string theory. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's what this is.
I'm picking it up. Okay, well, Ace, many people online have been calling you the mayor or the group leader of the villa. Would you agree?
Yo, I'm the president around here.
They're calling you the mayor. They say everyone listens to you and you're kind of calling the shots. Would you agree?
Yo, that's actually hilarious to me. I want to say I'm the mayor, you know what I mean? Like I will say I'm a very vocal person. A lot of people agree with what I say and they'll be like, okay, but I don't know if that was highlighted of the group conversations. Maybe it was just more focused on me when I spoke. But yeah, I would say I'm a leader for sure, and I have leader qualities, but I don't want to say I'm the spokesperson for everybody around the villa. I just have a lot of high energy and maybe that was showcased a lot, but the mayor is actually hilarious. Yeah.
Crazy.
So when you get your phone back, you're gonna see like she was not lying.
My
That's
God.
funny, yo. That is crazy.
Shelly, so a lot of fans have expressed interest in an LGBTQIA version of Love Island from the start. Why was it
Uh-huh.
important for you to be open with other islanders about your sexuality?
Because I wanted people to, I mean, granted, you assume like finding love here is supposed to be like, oh, male and woman and whatever the case is, but I mean, you are who you are, you like who you like. So for me, it's just like, I want to kiss my friend. Like, I'm gonna kiss my friend. Like, I don't care. And so I don't know. I feel like you should be able to do whatever you want and what feels right. So I hope that answers.
Totally. It does. Okay, so a lot of people online thought the Islanders were splitting up the strongest connections, like Hannah and Charlie, Hannah and Pepe, and then TJ and Iris were getting really strong, and then he got voted off. So, were there any votes that you thought were strategic, or were they truly based on how people were just moving around in the villa?
I think honestly, it was truly based on how people were moving. Like, there's no strategy to it because we all have built such a strong connection. And that's something that, everybody doesn't get to see. They get to see 1 hour of our 24 hours. So there's moments where the people that you least expected to be hanging out, they're crying together, they're comforting each other. Like, we were all one big happy family. Right. So anytime that it was time to send somebody home, like that was the worst feeling ever. Like there's no rules or criteria to go based off of to decide who gets to go home. You just kind of have to sit down and be like, okay, what has happened in the past couple of days? Like what makes sense? And even when you think it makes sense, it still didn't make sense because immediately when you see this person about to walk out, now you're thinking, oh my gosh, did I make the wrong decision? But then again, like what was the right decision? So it's all a thing of like just in the moment, just going with what feels right, but it just never feels right at the end of the day.
Yeah. So, Ace, throwing it to you. A lot of
Yeah.
fans still want to know why y'all voted off Jeremiah. Some fans didn't understand why you did it. Some people thought there were ulterior motives or it was something personal and not just truly based on connections. Can you clarify or set the record straight?
Yeah, first things first, I love Jeremiah to this day. Like, I feel like we had a great relationship. We just agreed to disagree on certain things. And, he always respected that I came to him and told him everything. It was never a matter of going behind his back to say how I feel. It was always very, very straight up. And in that situation, it just came down to, agree to disagree on how we, move in the villa. And, he's his own person, I'm my own person. And it's okay to have disagreements, but I still very much love Jeremiah. It was just a very, very tough decision to send him home because he was a great friend amongst us all in the villa. Like even when him and Huda went out on their date, I'm hyping him up, cheering him off, stuff like that. So it was never hate towards Jeremiah. It's always just been agree to disagree on certain things.
Totally. Do you think everyone that's left in the villa is there for the right intentions? Or do you think there's one person straggling along that just wants to win?
I think everybody who's there is there for the right reasons. Like they formed their connections, they really poured into it. So I think everybody is in agreement that we forget that there's a finale to like win this whole thing. Like it felt like one big group vacation,
Yeah.
and we're all just like finding our person on this vacation. So I think everyone is there for the right reasons.
Yeah, Taylor and Clark something similar when I talked to them yesterday. They're like, we forget the cameras there. You're just like, I have no
Yeah, you really
responsibilities.
do.
I'm just
You're in
over
your
here.
own world. Like you see the guys, they're being crazy all the time. The girls, we're in our own world. And then when we're together, we're like all up under our person. Like we forget that there's like this, like I said, this end goal to the whole thing. So I'm pretty sure everyone is there for the right reasons.
Yeah. Okay. I need to know both of your thoughts on Alandria and Nick. Do you think they can actually work outside the villa? Do you think they're already going the romantic route, or is it still kind of platonic?
My last conversation with Nick, it was more of they are physically attracted to each other. They have a really great friendship. And he was building to see if there could be possibly a romantic relationship. But anything could happen. And, it's Love Island. Everybody's there to try and find a person who
Yeah.
they vibe with the most. I found that person right here. So
I know when their families had came, their families really enjoyed one another. Nick's family enjoyed Alandria. Alandria's mother loves Nick. And even between the two, like, yeah, they started off platonic, but they have been growing, that connection. Just because before it was like a lot of clouded things going on. Like, they both had their own other connections that they really like were watering. But now with everything happening how it happened, like they're able to kind of see each other more clearly and really grow off of that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Shelly, let's talk about girl code. Do you think most of the girls in the villa were moving respectfully, or do you think any of them were kind of being sus and had ulterior motives?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I think for the most part, everyone did respect girl code, but that not apparently, but it looks different for some people sometimes. So it's just a thing of having a conversation, laying down your boundaries, and really making sure you guys see eye to eye. So for the most part, yeah, everybody was following that girl code.
Okay. Well, Ace, we know you and Amaya got off to a rocky start. How is your relationship with her now?
Man, me and Maya, we close as hell. Like we have been building a really, really great friendship. What people fail to realize is that we had hashed out stuff weeks ago. Like me and her have built a really great friendship. You know, she made me a smoothie the other day in the kitchen. We was over there chopping it up. Like we are super, super cool. And I feel like with that whole situation in the beginning, like, you know, again, there's a lot of conversations that do not get shown to lead up to what led to, you know, the
Yeah.
conversation you guys might have seen. But nah, we're really great friends. I really hope that she might possibly win, you know, and go from there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't see everything, and on the Stand on Business Challenge, you were like telling her that you wanted her to meet you in the middle. Do you think you were able to see things from her point of view throughout the whole process?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely did. There was a conversation of I see she wears her emotions on her sleeve, and she's very, very, very passionate about how she talks. And I completely understood that. And I was just explaining where I was coming from regarding everything. Like, I'm not tripping over the word babe. Like, again, there's a lot of conversations that happen that, you know, might not always be showcased, but I definitely understood where she was coming from. She understood where I was coming from. And you know, I remember on our last day, she was like, "Look, Ace, I want to apologize for how I came off and yada yada yada." I was like, "Girl, we're good. Like that was
Yeah.
weeks ago. Yeah, give me a hug." So nah, me and Amara, we great friends, and I can't wait till she comes outside so she can double date with us.
Yeah.
I love to hear that you guys are all good. Do you guys
Yeah.
have a favorite Amaya-ism? Because out here we're all dying over her saying gratitulli or like,
Yeah.
forbid I'm an emotional gangster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the emotional gangster, that shit has me crying every time she says it, yo. Like,
Yo, anything that comes out her mouth is just gold. Like
yeah,
we love Amaya. Like that's our Amaya papaya for
yeah.
real.
Yay. Okay, Ace. Everyone
Mm,
here is in the world, outside world, is trying to figure out your height. Can you confirm you
yeah.
are in fact 5'10"?
I can confirm that. Some days I feel like I might even be 6'4". You know, some days I might be 6'7". But hell yeah, I'm 5'10". The thing is, she 5'7". You know, when she throws, she throws it here. You know what I mean? But nah, I am 5'10". This was on my license. This is on my certificates across all the boards like that. If you don't believe me, you come see me in person, come chop it up with me, all that. But yeah, I'm 5'10".
Okay, I'm happy. It's just you give off tall person energy, you know?
Right. You feel me? And I get that, you know. I know people are like, damn, he probably like 4'11", but nah, girl. I'm
Nah, girl.
4'11"? No.
right.
Okay, well, Shelly, you were really wine and dined. You were courted in there by a lot of the guys, but most importantly, your guy Ace. So, what is your dream date in the outside world?
My dream date. It depends on the date, honestly. Like if it's a nighttime vibe, then someone on the piano while there's a saxophone player and this beautiful dinner with the candle lights on a rooftop and like the moon right above us, like making all that work. If it's daytime, maybe something like I don't know, a fun activity with like actually a trip. Yeah. Like a trip to Bali or something like that. I don't know. I have to think about this.
I see trips in your future. I really do.
I see trips in my future.
Ace, did you ever get in trouble for what seemed like cutting every flower off every bush inside the villa to give her
Oh my
Oh
breakfast?
yeah, I definitely got a stern talking to from the art department that, you know, grabbing all these flowers and bushes was getting a little out of
God.
hand.
Bushes for me.
I even tried getting a whole big ass plant in a little, you know, I don't know what, a vase or whatever.
Pot.
The pot, yeah. I tried grabbing that up the stairs. They told me to put it down. So yeah, I definitely got to talk to her about them flowers, but it was worth it at the end of the day.
I would laugh every single time. Like, where are you going with these bushes?
I love it. Okay, Ace, are you going to bring Shelly to help you teach the kids how to dance? Because we're loving those
Oh
videos.
yeah, I got to teach her how to dance.
No, don't, no.
Nah, most definitely, I will be teaching or taking her with me to work and stuff like
And I
that.
know how to dance.
Amazing. And who do you want to win? Last question. Who do you want to win?
See, the thing is, Nick is my really, really close friend, and Alondra is really one of my close
Yeah,
friends.
that's my girl.
But then I also want Maya to win because we when all
We're
been through some
between the
shit.
two. So Nick and Landry or Maya and Brian.
Yeah,
Like we're rooting
but I
for
want
you for this
everybody to
one.
win. To be honest with you, I want.
Everybody won. If they walk out with their person,
Yeah,
they won. But between the two, if we have to crown somebody, that's the two couples that I definitely would want to see crowned.
yeah.